the other hand, you've got to have a belief in axioms on which your systems of thought work.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause if you don't believe one is a number, you can't do math.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
But you
Yeah,
can't-
I just found it super interesting about Kierkegaard. Is that how you say his name?
Mhm.
I saw, because I always see the quote, something about life can only be understood backwards, but can only be lived forwards, and I didn't know that was by him.
He's got a lot of great. People
it's pretty
love
cool.
reading him,
Yeah.
but I always warn people.
Yeah, that's
Don't get
insane.
so deep into Kierkegaard because he's very persuasive.
Well, he is I guess especially if you're reading someone who's like depressed, it's like inevitable to like kind of get in that mindset.
It's like listening to music.
Yeah, sad music all the time.
And the musicians say that you have to feel, you have to be in the mood of the music, otherwise you can't perform it.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
some music is really sad.
Yeah.
And you can even see performers crying while they're performing. Things like the Samuel Barber Adagio, for example. It's just so sad. And we know that music communicates directly to the brain, because the brain is musical.
Yeah.
And as a result, your mood is literally changed by the mood of the music.
Yeah.
Um,
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Well-
I mean, so no wonder music is such an incredibly important,
Powerful. Yeah.
mode of communication between
Yeah.
people.
Well, I just want to, I know you always ask if this is fun. I just want to let you know it is. And I'm learning a lot about, besides just like being in class, but like just in life in general. It's just, I think this is great knowledge for anyone to know, to see all these different
I'm
perspectives. I know. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I definitely want to continue even after this class, so continue learning. But yeah.
Yeah, well, that's for me the meaning of life. That comes from Hegel. To me, is we're loaded with meaning. What's the meaning of life? Our divinity, our divine status is in knowledge, right? The more we can know, the more we know.
Yeah.
And you actually enjoy learning. Donna's sitting there watching these nature shows on PBS, and she says, this show's really good. This is why the female whale has a flat head so that she can carry her calf and keep it safe, if there's something, just love learning this stuff. It's not like, why are you learning that? You're not going to be able to use that. You don't hunt for whales. You don't eat them. No, she's
But it's
enjoying.
just fascinating.
Yes,
Yeah.
finding out all this stuff just for the sake of knowledge alone. Which
Yeah.
we have that expression from Plato, right? So that's really ancient stuff. We like learning for the sake of learning. When you're old enough and you don't have to eke out a living, what's the most exciting thing to do is continue to learn.
Yeah.
And then of course, if you have the opportunity to share that excitement with younger
Yeah.
people so that they catch it.
That's definitely.
Because I mean, it's not like there's anything evil about that that we know of.
Yeah.
There are some societies that don't like it.
Like
Remember,
the story about Socrates and how like he taught the youth and how they thought that was wrong.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. My mom, one day I came home from school and I put my books on the table from high school. It was my senior year because I had a book in the bag that was from Father Hennigan's class, which was sociology, if I remember right, or social studies. But in any case, it was Freud's Future of an Illusion little paperback. And I went to the bathroom and my mom came after me and smacking me and said, "I don't want you reading Freud." And I looked at her, and she was hurting me, and I said, "But Mom, that's Freud." And she stopped hitting me, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, people have to read Freud."
Yeah.
She hadn't, but
Yeah.
she knew Freud was important. And, that book was one of those that really criticized the heck out of religion.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that's where she was coming from, you know. Roman Catholic family. You know, she saw this book on the table.
Oh,
Man at me. It's a school book.
That's true.
I have to read it.
I definitely Young. Oh, I think it's Carl Jung. Is that how to say his name?
Carl Jung.
Yeah, he's my favorite psychiatrist or. But yeah, and I know they had like a relationship, and Freud was like more of a